There's a new Google Gemini update in town, and it's called Gemini Drops. New Gemini Drops. All right, my friends. So I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, what I'm talking about. If you have any questions as we go along as well, feel free to ask. And essentially, there's been a bunch of new updates inside Google Gemini, the app. Okay, so the first thing that's changed is that you now get more detail on your videos, right? So if you're using Beta 3.1, for example, you get like better textures, easier camera control, dialogue, and sound effects to let you basically create more compelling stories. On top of that, Gemini 2.5 Flash is now arriving inside there, and you've got the option to use these formulas. So you can actually use on Google Gemini Canvas this kind of latex rendering workflow, right? What that means is you can copy formulas into your documents, generate PDFs, etc. I'll show you how this works in a second, and we'll test it out side by side and see if these updates are any good or not. Hopefully they are. But essentially, we're going to be going through the latest updates. The other thing you can do now is you can create these new updates on the presentations, right? So kind of like if you've ever come across these super agents like GenSpark, Manus, etc. You can create really nice slideshow presentations. You can actually apparently do that inside Google Gemini now. To top of that, you have the option for personalized movie picks. But I mean, who's wasting their time watching movies these days? Unless it's the weekend and you're really bored. You should be doing an ice bath instead, to be honest with you. And then you've got the paper cut option, which is like new keyboard shortcuts inside the Gemini app. And additionally, we have these options to change the model halfway through the conversation as well, which is good as well because that was super annoying. Ian says, rock on AI Vista. That's what we're talking about. We're bringing the rock and roll to AI today, my friends. And that's basically it, all right? So we're going to go through this and just test this stuff out, see if it's any good or not, right? See if it's actually good or not. So, for example, what we can do is we can go over to Beta 3.1 over here, and then we're going to click on Try Now, and then we can start testing this out. So we selected video over here, right? So what you want to do is click on Create Videos, and then from here, you can start generating stuff. Now, I want to test this out side by side. So you can choose video over here. And the other way that you can get access to this is on Flow, right? Now, Flow is basically like a video version of Veo 3, but you can extend clips, you can move them around, etc. Right? So I'll show you an example here. So if we create a new project, what you can actually do is you can click between Veo 3.1 and Veo 2, right? You can compare the difference essentially. Now you can also switch to portraits. You can generate portrait videos here. 3.1, when I tested it last time, didn't blow my mind as much as other stuff that I've seen, but I want to test it out and just give it a go and see what it's like, right? So I'm going to say create a video of a highway time lapse at night. And what we'll do is we'll take that and we'll generate the same prompt, but we'll generate it with Veo 2, right? Veo 2. So if we go over here, we're going to type in the same thing, and then we're going to switch between them and see which one generates the best video. Now, whilst we're doing that, because we've got two of those, they're going to take a few minutes to generate. What we're also going to do is we're going to go over to this workflow and we're going to test other stuff. So what we can actually do is use Gemini 2.5 Flash as well. So there's some updates on Gemini 2.5 Flash, and essentially you can start using this with more complex topics, with organized responses and better image understanding. I'm not too fussed about that, so I'm actually not going to test that one next. The interesting one here is getting formulas, right? So you can actually get formulas for using AI. So I'm going to test this out now. Let's try this out. Okay, so we're using 2.5 Pro. Got options right there. Don't know why it keeps giving me that option for Beta 3.1 because I've already used it about 10 times now. But anyway, inside here, we can add files, we can do whatever. I'm going to select 2.5 Pro. Hopefully 3.0 Pro comes out as well soon with Google Gemini. And then inside here, what we're going to do is we are going to say, create a formula for calculating client retention based on a spreadsheet, or let's say, create a formula for calculating client retention. Let's see if that works. So we're just going to create a nice formula and then see if we can actually insert this into our spreadsheet like Google Gemini promises on here. If you can, that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, obviously they use like some crazy mathematical formula that I don't even know how to generate, let alone create. But we've got the formulas here. Now, how do we use this inside? So it says copy formulas into your documents, generate PDFs, edit directly inside Canvas. So maybe we have to switch to Canvas over here. I want to do that right now. So let's copy this, grab that. Then we're going to go to Tools, Canvas, plug that in, and see what we get back. In the meantime, we've got Flow ready to go. So this is using Veo 2. And I don't think there's going to be any sound on that. Actually looks quite nice. Doesn't look, that looks quite realistic to me. I mean, it's a little bit weird. Maybe if like there were more cars. There's not much interesting stuff going on there. Now let's have a look at the Veo 3. I'm going to mute it because the sound won't sound good on a live stream. I'm going to test this out. So it's insanity mode, isn't it? They've literally 10x the lighting on this one. I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. If you look at the texture, the details inside the video, the step up is absolutely insane. Now, obviously, we can't still use Veo 3 unless we go to like an API website like foul.api, but we can test this against Veo 2, which is an older generation, and you can see the difference is just outrageous, isn't it? Let's pull these up side by side, my friends, side by side. So if we go over here, we've got Gemini on the left-hand side, and then we got Veo 2 on the right-hand side. Look at the difference. It's absolutely wild. So this is Veo 3.1, by the way. And it's got sound on this as well. This has no sound. But yeah, to be fair, like the gap in generations there is outrageous. Imagine where we're going to be in 1 year or something like that. So we've got this canvas. We've used the formula now. Variables explained. Okay. So it's using the canvas. But how do we actually use this inside our spreadsheet? I'm going to take this and Google it. Have a cheeky Google. So let's see what we got to do here. Image editing. Okay, we already know that. That's old news. I do like Nano Banana though. I mean, I don't generate images with any other AI right now. It's purely with Nano Banana. See that live in Gemini. What else we got here? So we can create tasks as well. Can't see anything on formulas though. Maybe it's just not out. Here we go. See, that looks better. That's what we're looking for, right? Show me some math formulas in latex. Okay, that's what we have to do for the problem. So if we go to new canvas again, show me some maths formulas in latex and see what we get back. Let's see if this is any good or not. So wait for that to generate. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Look at that. We've got formulas displaying right there. Boom shakalaka. That looks way better. And then how do we actually use this? So we've got the formulas there. It says copy formulas into your documents, generate PDFs, and edit directly in Canvas. I can't see an option to insert it into documents though. You can actually edit that directly in there. Ah, nice, nice. So you can actually edit the formula inside the canvas and then change it and format it as you want, right? And then you can go to create over here. You can create a web page, infographic, quiz, flashcards, or audio overview, which is pretty mad. Let's go to a web page now, see what we get. So it's thinking over here. Please provide the source report you'd like me to analyze once I have the content. So we have to give it a source, infographic, and then we describe what we want. All right, nice. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, like, I'm not going to use that at all. But at least I know how to create latex formulas inside Canvas, and I learned what latex formulas are. Now we can create a slide presentation as well inside Gemini. And by the way, if you have any ideas on what you want me to test or things to look at today, just let me know inside the comments, and I'll be happy to help you. But as we go in here, so we've got Google Gemini, we're going to go over to Canvas. here, and I'll say like generate a presentation about the changes in AI SEO this year in 2025. And we say present it as Julian Goldie from Goldie Agency. See what we get back. If this is good, I'm going to be super happy, because creating presentations on GenSpark or Manus is great, but it's ridiculously slow. You know, like you just have to create a report and come back in like 10 minutes. I'm hoping that's not going to be the same here, but we'll see how that goes so far. Abdul says hello, good to see you here. Again, like beeps, if you have questions, etc., just ask me. Let me know what you're thinking here. So it's synthesizing the presentation, it's creating it. You can actually see it on this side, and then it's creating the slides. Doesn't look that good though. That's what it should look like. Upload any source to create an entire presentation, export to Google Slides, add any finishing touches. Let's see how this works. Let's see. I probably should have watched that in the first place. Let's see how this works. So upload a slide, create a slide presentation. Then it creates the video. It's not as good as that, is it? He didn't do anything. All right, let's try a new one. I'll try and upload a source this time. So we'll go to Canvas, create a slideshow presentation about the latest SEO updates. Maybe I'll take some images from my website. Or maybe I insert a source. Import code, add from Drive, okay, Canvas. I'll say, right, website equals juliangoldie.com. Use that as a source. See if that works. Hey, Jason says, hey, are you using AI generations for your AI video with regards to animations and screen recordings? So, Jason, I think you're already in the AI Profit Boardroom, right? So if you go to the screencasting section here, how to automate screencasting tutorials, we actually have a full SOP and a process that walks you through like how we generate these AI avatars with screen tutorials, right? So this video that you're watching right now is not AI, but if you want to learn how to do this stuff, then just check out the step-by-step operating procedure right here, right? So you can see it right there inside the AI Profit Boardroom, and then you can see how we do this. And we explain it inside the school page here, right? Now, if you want to know how to do this stuff, for anyone watching, what you can do is go to the classroom inside the AI Profit Boardroom, right? And then you're going to go down to the playbook over here. And inside the playbook, you can get all of this stuff, right? Pretty simple and easy. Ian says, nice, G, always helping your peeps. That's what we're talking about. Always trying to help people. That's what we want to do here. And then if you're not familiar with the AI Profit Boardroom already, I might as well talk you through it whilst we're here. So inside here, basically you get a community. So it's a very active community. I think in terms of school, there's 177,000 communities on school. We're top 19 in terms of the most active. So it's a very active community. Lots of people sharing really cool stuff. We have tons of competitions and fun stuff inside there. And then what you can see is we also have the classroom, right? So for example, if you've never done AI before, you can actually learn as a complete beginner how to use this stuff, how to save time, etc. And then you'll learn step by step how to use this, right? So for example, you've got how to use AI agents in under 5 minutes. You'll learn the best ways to automate stuff, right? You'll go from being a beginner to an expert in literally like 5 weeks. So it's pretty awesome. Samsara says, drop a like. That's what we're talking about. Appreciate it, Samsara. Thank you very much. And then inside the classroom here as well, you can go to the playbook. And inside the playbook, you get all of my best strategies on like how to automate your emails, Twitter automations, newsletter automations, shorts, how to actually turn shorts into revenue. You've got AI avatar video processes, my publishing process for AI avatars, etc. You even get my swipe and deploy funnels, right? And then also you get 5 weekly coaching calls per week. So you can jump on any of these coaching calls, get any help that you need, etc. It's basically all written down and set up for you step by step, all right? Boom, look at this. All right, so this presentation is looking 10 times better. By the way, link in the comments description if you want to join the AI Profit Boardroom. And if we open this up, you can see here that we can make this shareable if we want to. We've basically got the preview, right? So it's like insights from juliangolder.com, the latest SEO updates. AI is fundamentally changing the game. And it's like, right, here's a big shift. And it's basically created a really nice presentation from the website. And it's talked about like Google Gemini updates, real-time SEO advantages, potential SEO applications. A lot of this is quite generic, to be fair. You could give it a better source, but you can see how we've just automated that slide, right? Now, this is pretty cool because then what I can do on live streams, and this would make things 10 times easier, is I can create a shareable link like so, click on that. And then on this shareable link, now what I can do is I can jump on a presentation with people on the live stream, and then we can run through the presentation together, right? If I give it a really good source, pretty cool. And then also you can copy the canvas, right? So you can actually copy the canvas from anyone who shares a presentation with you and then use it your way. And also you can grab the code and then turn that into a web page as well. Pretty nice. I mean, it's just amazing, isn't it? What Google Gemini can do. It's light years ahead of everyone. I don't know any other comparable tool. I don't know if anyone watching this thinks Claude is better. I honestly don't. Just because of all the use cases inside Google Gemini. And then also, you've got ChatGPT, but ChatGPT can be pretty hopeless sometimes. Like, I don't know about you, but the amount of times it breaks on me is just absolutely outrageous. So we've covered how to create videos, how to create formulas, how to create presentations, how to make the presentations nice, how to share them with people, right? We've covered a lot already and some of the latest updates. We've got Gemini comes to Google TV. Honestly, I'm not really interested in that. I don't watch a lot of TV. I try and cut it out wherever I can. Let's see what it actually does though. So chat naturally with Gemini to help you find content to watch on your big screen. Interesting. This is interesting. So how does this work? What's new? What's a new drama everyone's talking about? Consider the pit. Well, I mean, I don't really get that. I don't really get that, to be honest. Ian says no images, so that would have been nice. Yeah, I got to agree with you there. Maybe we can say, like, insert some nice images into the presentation. See if that'll work. Wait for that to load. All right, what else we got here? We got keyboard shortcuts, Shift, Command, and O. Let's try that. So I open up Gemini over here. We'll go to plus. Do you know what? Shift, Command, and O. Let's see if that actually works. Maybe I have to type something first. Oh, look at that, right? So if I type something in, I'm like, nah. Let's go again. Okay, boom. That's quite nice. That's a really good shortcut. And then search, Shift, Command, and K. Let's try this bad boy. Shift, Command, and K. And then we can search for our recent conversations. That's pretty nice as well. And then you can just blah, 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 blah. Right? There you go. Boom. So pretty nice right there. There's some really cool features. I just like the fact that, it's the same when I'm hiring people, right? When I'm hiring people, I look at have they learned, right? How fast do they learn? Because that indicates how fast they're going to grow and what they're going to achieve with me over the next 6 months, 12 months. That's typically what I look for when I hire someone in my business, right? Now, it's the same with these technologies. If you look at ChatGPT, how far has it really come from like 12 months ago or 2 years ago to now? And I would say you still have a lot of the same issues, right? Even M-dashes, for some reason, M-dashes come through all the time on ChatGPT. Whereas, for example, if you look at Gemini, every single week, it does something crazy that you can't do with anything else, right? I want to have a look here and see, okay, can we insert some images? So I'm going to say add Gemini features here. I see. So if we add Gemini features, I think you can add the AI inside there. But yeah, pretty nice stuff. Live stream from Gemini TV. We could do that. That would be interesting. But yeah, you can see how this works step by step, how it works, etc. Right? I mean, what else can you do with this? If you're not familiar with this already, like creating images is really cool. So, for example, if I want to create like multiple versions of the same thumbnail, I don't need to hire a designer to do this. So I can just go on here. Let's take that. Okay. Let's take that. Then we're going to copy that image. Then we're going to go over to Google Gemini, plug that in, and we'll just say invert the colors on this bad boy, right? And key part to the prompt here is you should put bad boy at the end of your prompt. And then we're going to wait for that to load, but basically that should invert the colors on the image. Now, if we compare that side by side versus ChatGPT, I know I'm hating a lot on ChatGPT. I don't like the negativity. But if we wanted to, for example, do the same thing inside ChatGPT, it's probably going to give me the wrong dimensions, or it's going to say it can't do it, or it's going to be very messy and it won't be as clean as this one, right? Like, look at that. I mean, obviously you want to remove the timestamp from the image, but how quick and easy was that? That was simple, right? And then you can download that. Boom, you got a thumbnail ready to go, right? So that's what you can do inside Gemini, whereas, for example, ChatGPT seems to be generating a square instead of what should be landscape. And Ian says, why do you put bad boy at the end? I was just joking. Like, that was, you don't need to do that. That was a joke. But, yeah, you can see how it works, right? So you can see how easy it is to separate these two tabs. I mean, that's going to take quite a while to generate the image for sure. And if you're optimizing for productivity, then which one are you going to go for? The one that goes faster, of course, right? And so you can see the difference between them. So there's some really cool stuff inside here. One of the other things that I saw earlier when we were looking through the chats right there. Let's have a look. This one, I think let's open this up. Yeah, so you can go to create over here, and then you can actually create an audio overview of whatever you're trying to learn, right? So for example, if you're getting latex formulas, you can generate the audio overview. And then you can basically generate like a podcast of the information that you're trying to learn via Canvas, right? You can do the same, for example, if you went back, you could create like infographics, flashcards, etc., which is pretty cool. Again, look at ChatGPT, like how slow it is. It's wild. It is wild. So that's basically how this works. We've covered all the new updates from Google Gemini. I've shown you how to use it. One of the other things I would definitely recommend, we do a lot of videos about it, is Notebook LM as well. Probably not going to go too much into it. And we're not getting that many comments, so it'll probably be quite a short live stream today. But yeah, that's basically it. So I've covered how to create videos, how to create presentations, how to create audio overviews, how to generate latex formulas and then edit them, how to, for example, generate better videos with Veo 3 versus Veo 2. And yeah, you can see all the differences right here, and also how to use those shortcuts, right? So Command and O, and then Command Shift and K to search through your conversations, like you can see right here. Nice, productive session. All right. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get access to a lot of free training on how to grow your business with AI, feel free to get the AI Money Lab. Link in the comments description. It's a free community, comes with 35,500 members. You can see that it's a very active community as well. Lots of people posting in there. We post a lot of content in there. We're always adding like new trainings. And then also inside the classroom here, all of these different modules you get as well inside the AI Money Lab. And these are packed to the brim with different lessons, right? And this is constantly being updated. So every single one of these things that you see on the left-hand side is a video tutorial with a step-by-step operating procedure, which is pretty cool. And then inside, for example, the new AI automation section here, you get the latest updates, right? So for example, you can see some of the examples right here, like Google Stitch updates, etc. Pretty cool. Runs through exactly how to use it. Plus it's got a step-by-step operating procedure. Right? Nice. So feel free to get that. It's completely free. Link in the comments description. You also get a bunch of other stuff. And if you want to take this seriously and you want to get coaching 5 times a week, you want to be part of an awesome community interested in AI, you want to be able to DM me and get DM support and connect with me personally. And also, if you want to get all of my best trainings on exclusive content that you can't find anywhere else, then feel free to get the AI Profit Boarding. Link in the comments description to that. And thanks so much for watching. Also, if you want to hire us for automation, AI automation, then you can actually book a call. Link in the comments description for our AI automation service. And you can booking a call right here. And basically on that call, we're going to look at where you spend your time, right? So we'll do a time audit. Then we're going to build out the system. So we'll recommend the systems that you need to build, and then we'll go off and build it for you if you become a client, right? And that's basically how it works on those calls. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it as always. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.